Hi everybody, my name is Sean Morehouse, and I did my final project on an issue that faces the city that I'm from, which is Westfield, Massachusetts, which all of you know is where Westfield State University is. So just a quick background on the city of Westfield. It is located in the western part of the state. It is part of Hampden County. It has a population of 41,303, was first settled in 1660, and the median household income is $74,456. Bowlins Field is where the main issue is that I'm going to be focusing on. Bowlins Field is a municipal field in downtown Westfield that has a combination of a baseball field, a soccer field, and a football field. It is definitely a multi-purpose facility that is used by several organizations throughout the city of Westfield. Just a quick history on Bowlins Field. It was constructed in 1930s as part of President Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal. As I previously mentioned, it is used by many Westfield residents and athletes since it has been created in 1930. It was built when it was built. It was part of the built by the WPA, the Works Progress Administration. And really the main purpose of it being built, as I mentioned, being part of the New Deal, was to help create jobs, grow the economy, and it also offered a great recreational complex for young athletes and really athletes of all ages to spend their time, and has done so for decades since. So the issue that faces this public field is truly just the wear and tear that it receives. As I said, it is home to many organizations and gets an incredible amount of use. However, the city's ability to maintain this field has failed. It's caused many issues in the playing conditions of the area, as well as the spectator areas that have also been constructed and are deteriorating over time. So, a quick background on who is affected. We'll start at the top here. The Babe Ruth Baseball Organization has leagues ranging from under 13 to under 16 leagues that all use the field. The High School Fall Baseball League uses the field. The Westfield Starfires of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League, the Westfield Legion Baseball Team, the Tri-County Baseball League, Westfield Youth Football, Westfield Youth Soccer, and out of Westfield High School, the varsity baseball team, the varsity football team, varsity soccer for both men's and women's use the fields. At the Westfield Technical High School, the baseball and soccer programs utilize the field, and out of St. Mary's High School, the baseball team and the men's and women's soccer teams use the field. So certainly a lot of programs that are affected regularly, and again, it's not just the players, it's the families and the spectators, and all the opponents that come to use the field as well while they're playing these Westfield-based organizations. So as you saw there, there's about over 15 different organizations and leagues that use Bowlins Field, which is the host of over 400 sporting events on any given year. The real problem is the maintenance that coincides with this that is just not up to par. The city of Westfield is the owner of the field, and they are responsible for cutting and fertilizing the grass. However, they only do so on days that the field is not in use. And as you can imagine, with over 400 sporting events, there's not many days that the field is not in use. On all other days, maintenance is expected to be done by the organization utilizing the field, which means that over 98% of all the maintenance done on the field is done by volunteers, which isn't always the most reliable situation, and not necessarily professionals at landscaping or field maintenance, so you run into issues there. The public perception of the field is really starting to grow in terms of the amount of attention it's receiving for the upkeep that is necessary, and it's not receiving. This is a recent post from a citizen of Westfield. He posted on the Westfield Community Forum in the Facebook page, and really just talking about almost how embarrassing it is for the For a city that emphasizes the importance of athletics, has a tradition of strong athletic programs, and yet this is the field that they are supposed to take pride in, and just the frustration he has with public departments and their ability to make this field presentable, or their lack of ability to make this field presentable at this time. So the two real solutions that I think are available, since there currently is no adequate plan in place, would be a reorganization of the Parks and Rec Department, who is currently in charge of any field maintenance, public field maintenance, and put a real emphasis on doing what it takes to keep this historic field in proper shape. Option 2 would be the implementation of a synthetic artificial turf surface, which is would be similar to what is at Alumni Field at Westfield State, for any of you that have seen that, and that would allow for a much more usable surface for the city. So just a quick little background into what would be required for option 1. You would certainly have to increase the funding because you would need a staff increase in staffing in order to regularly maintain that surface, as well as an investment in some improved equipment, improved landscaping equipment that would be necessary, and specific to upkeeping fields. Option 2 also require a large amount of fundraising. Installing turf fields can be upwards of $1 million, if not more. So there would need to be a lot of fundraising for that. It would be issued through a government contract, most likely to a private company that does turf installment. You would also need to kind of shut the field down for a significant amount of time in order for the turf to be set and properly installed at that location. So just a quick comparison to what these two options might look like in terms of benefits. Obviously, option 1, the reorganization of the Parks and Rec, allows the tradition of the original field to remain intact, which a lot of people do take pride in. It does have a lot of historic value. This would provide new jobs in Westfield within the Parks and Rec department. And comparatively to option 2, it is certainly cheaper, as you are able to save money in the large expense of the turf investment. Option 2, a turf field, there's little to no maintenance once it is installed. The upkeep basically takes care of itself. Much faster field drainage, so the playing surface is able to be turned over and used after storms much quicker, and the deterioration of the field is again minimal to none after a big storm. It's certainly a better playing experience for the athletes using it, as it is a truer field, much flatter surface, and it's a long-term investment opportunity. You're able to rent these facilities out for thousands of dollars per game, so opportunity to recuperate money there as well if you rent it out to surrounding towns and or programs. What they both do is they provide a safer playing condition for all athletes. As I mentioned, both of them will allow for you to be able to host more games because of the structured maintenance schedule that would be put in place. You'd be on time. There'd be much less delays to get the field ready, as there would be a schedule that always has it ready to go. And you're not relying on the volunteers, so it's a more trustworthy program than it is right now. So those are really, I think, the two biggest options to face an issue that we really do face. Like I said, there are many families who have come through the city, grown up in the city, who have some sort of connection to Bullens Field and take a lot of pride in it. And I think it is something that should certainly be looked into and invested in to help grow youth sports and grow community involvement within the city of Westfield. So thank you guys for listening, and I will talk to you later. Thanks.